welcome to week 2 of distance learning grade 12 photography. Very different than had we been in class, that's for sure. I just wanted to make a quick video to explain to you what we need to be getting done this week because as I posted on Classroom, you are getting a midterm mark for this class, so I want to be really clear about what is included in that and make sure that you have the strongest mark going into midterm as possible. So I wanted to kind of go through that, talk a little bit about quarantine art, but your main goal this week is to make sure that you have a strong showing for midterms. So the three things that are going to be on midterms are your shooting challenges as shown in your photography log, your formalism assignment, and your photo hacker assignment. All right, so those three things are what are going to be making up your midterm mark. And so if you see on Classroom that the rule breaker is due this week, that's kind of your main goal. And as I explained last week in the video and on Classroom, your photo hacker assignment is something that is kind of almost meant to be designed to be something that you could do at home, because it's all about do it yourself. It's about DIY, hacking, interesting solutions for making interesting photographs that kind of break those rules with whatever materials you have. All right, so before the break, we were doing things with Sharpie markers and colanders and all that kind of stuff, and shooting through that. So you're grabbing a table lamp and you're setting up a mini studio with shooting through a colander that you can find in the kitchen or that kind of thing. That's what I'm hoping that you're starting to think about doing. So let's quickly go through some of the links and the assignment sheets for that, leading with the photo hacker assignment because that's the one that is due this week. Okay, so this is the photo hacker assignment. There's a reading that you don't really need to do. You can do about studio and punctum. Normally we tackle this together in class. I'm more interested in the shooting and the reflecting on the shooting for this. Okay, so here is where I'm looking for the links there in this doc here, in this table rather. This is the photo hacks to possibly try, and that's where you can do the Sharpie markers and shooting through running water or whatever you've come up with. There's lots of photo hacks. TikTok videos are full of them right now, and you're going to have an album of all your shots, and that could be any shots that you've taken before the March break, as well as the ones that you've taken kind of like photo hacking at home, and then an album with your 5 most interesting shots. That's your goal for this, and then your best shot overall to this photo hacker album. All right, so you've got all your shots, your top 5, and your best 1. Okay, that's what you're aiming for. And then there's a reflection here, and there's a box for you to type that reflection. The reflection questions here are important. Okay, so it's important for your grade. Okay, so it's more than just a sentence. It's 250 to 300 word of reflection on the assignment, and the leading questions are listed right here. Okay, so you do want to pay close attention to that because your reflection questions are listed in there. The critique we are going to omit because we're not together to critique, but everything else stands. Okay, so that's kind of the assignment as it is. It's going to be slightly tweaked in terms of the marking because the critique and the de-emphasis on the punctum and studium reading, which we normally would do together, but the composition, the shooting albums, and the reflection are what I'm going to be looking for that. I started to put together a shared album, and thank you, Caitlin, for starting to put some photos in there. Whichever photo hacking at home you've got, you can start dumping them in there. And this is a shared album just to kind of share where we're at this point and get feedback or ask for feedback and kind of check in with the kind of photo hacks that you've been doing at home, maybe giving others some ideas as well. All right. And so that is the photo hacker assignment, and that's your main focus for finishing up this week as you go through. Now, the other components I'll be talking about kind of midweek would be the photography log and what I'm going to be looking for in that. The photography log, the entries hopefully are done at this point. The formalism assignment, that has been marked. And remember, before the March break, I said if there's anything that you wanted to tweak and improve, do it. Okay, I'm happy to take a second look at that assignment, and that's something you can definitely be tackling with whatever camera you have on hand as well. If you want to boost that, now that you know that the formalism one is weighted so heavily just because of this crazy pandemic distance learning situation we have, and you want to make sure that that is the strongest mark you have. By all means, please reach out. What do I need to do? There's some private comments on Google Classroom that you can be checking out, and you can check out the rubric on how you did on that. So that one I would also kind of like go back to, and you're like, okay, am I good with that one? Okay. So once those are done, you're going to, and you're looking for other things to dig into. Quarantine art is still going strong. Here's week 2 of quarantine art. And we're going to be doing 3 different prompts. Thank you for your submissions from last week. For those of you who were participating, this is, for now, this is if you're good with it, you can participate on this. We're going to be digging into this together as a class once the photo hacker assignment is done. But the 3 prompts are portraits in a quarantine, reflections, and signs of spring. So portraits in quarantine is really capturing the moment that we're in right now with, portraits of the people that you're quarantined with. Okay, that's the most obvious one. Photographers are also doing portraits of people, of families stuck together in quarantine or through windows and things like that. So it's really kind of trying to use photography and use the arts to kind of capture this crazy moment in time that they're in right now. Reflections is a bit more of a technical one. There's all these it's kind of very spirit of photo hack. And there are some links with Hayden Peterson, who's got a big following on YouTube and TikTok, about like creating puddles with water bottles and shooting, so you get reflections and things like that. And then signs of spring, in your walks around the neighborhood, where you got the little buds poking up and things like that. That's your chance to take some nice macro close-ups and things like that. So if you want to dig into something like that, and your photo hacker assignment is done, by all means, it'd be great to see that. Quarantine Art does have its own Instagram, as well as Twitter, as well as its own website as well. So you can kind of be digging, if you're looking for opportunities to be creative, that those are there for you. All right. So kind of midweek, as I said, we're going to be talking about the photography log a little bit more, but for now, that's kind of your main focus, is make sure that the 2 assignments are good. The photo hacker is good. The formalism, go back and check, make sure that you're good and you don't have anything you need to turn in or resubmit on. And we go from there, because that is your main focus, is I want you to have the strongest mark you can. And I'm fully all in on helping you get there. All right. So we have a fun, relaxed class. You should be getting a really strong mark in this class. So let me help you navigate how to get there. All right. So that's all for now. I just wanted to explain those few things. Hope you're doing well. Reach out. At the beginning of the week, there's going to be the Google form check-in. Think of that as your kind of attendance to check in at the beginning of the week. And then at the end of the week, there is going to be another Google form to kind of check out for the week. So please make sure that you're taking the time to take those couple of minutes to do that. And that's about it for now. All right. So have a good week. Reach out if you have questions, and let's have a strong one. Okay. Bye.